I won't waste your time. You've fallen once again to whatever vice you're dealing with, and you want to know why. What are you supposed to change to actually make a change in your life? This is what you need to change. After you watch this video, you don't need to watch another one, and you can make genuine change. Number one, your day has no structure. There's this famous saying, idle hands are the devil's playground, and it's true. Look at King David in the Bible. What was he doing? It was a time of war where kings go to war. And where was David? At home. What is David? A king. What was David at home doing? Nothing. And what did he end up doing because of this idleness? Adultery and murder. That's the danger of idle hands. Without a schedule or something that automatically takes your attention, your brain will immediately go to dopamine, will seek dopamine. And us, we're addicted to stuff. So more than majority of the time, it's bad dopamine that we seek, and we end up doing things that we didn't want to do. Things we wouldn't have done if we had something else doing. Which leads me to our next point. You have no mission or purpose. If you have no goals, no vision, no purpose, you will 100% of the time seek comfort. Look at life like this. Do you know those ropes these guys tie at the top, like high skyscrapers, and they tie the rope from one building to another? That's what life is like. You have to balance it. On one side is comfort and pleasure. The other side is hard work. Lean too much to the comfort, you'll die. Lean too much to hard work, you die too. So you need to balance it. Number 3, you rely on willpower instead of systems. Willpower is good, don't get me wrong. But it's not enough to overcome the cue craving response reward system. You've probably heard of this, but if you haven't, let me explain it quickly. The cycle goes like this. You get a cue, whether it's visual or emotional or whatever, you get a cue, and then that cue causes a craving, causes you to crave something, and then you will respond to it. Depending on how you respond to it, will result in a certain reward. If you give in to the craving, you'll get a dopamine hit, and then it will drop immediately afterwards. If you resist, you get a dopamine hit, and a long-term dopamine hit, that is. In order to change that, you need to make a change. When you need to remove certain cues from your environment. For example, let's say I want to reduce junk food. So let's say I go to my kitchen, I'm hungry, I go to my kitchen, and I see a cake. That's a cue. There's a cake in my kitchen, and I'm hungry. So now I'm gonna be craving cake instead of the healthy food that I should be having. That's the craving, that's the cue and the craving. My response then is probably to eat the cake. Then my reward is a quick insulin and dopamine spike, which crashes when the sugar wears off, the insulin wears off. So how can I change that? How can I make it so that I won't get the craving to eat cake in the first place? Remove cake from your environment. Remove the cue, the trigger, remove it. You can also change your response. But to make it easier on yourself, you can simply change the cue. Remove cues from your environment that cause bad cravings. Number 4, you forget the pain after you fall. This is especially prevalent in addictions such as pornography. This is where you get the cue, you crave it, you give in, and you succumb to the habit, the bad habit. Then you feel regret. And let me say this, any habit you do that you do while you're doing it, you feel good, and then afterwards you feel bad, you should not be doing it. That's nature telling you, that's biology telling you something is wrong. So you need to not do it. But you've done it, so I'll tell you how to stop doing it. And you forget the pain after you've fallen. So especially with pornography addiction, as I said, you do it and then you regret it. You feel pain, you get the clarity moment after you've done it, and then you swear you'll never do it again. Like you promise yourself, I'll never do this again. And a few days later, you forget the pain and you do it again. And the cycle continues. Here's why that keeps happening. That keeps happening because you're not keeping yourself accountable. After you've done it and you swear you'll never do it again, you forget completely. There's no accountability, no consequences. So here's what you can do. First of all, journal. You should be doing this every day, 15 minutes minimum. Journal what you've done today, what you've done good, what you've done bad, where you messed up, where you've fallen, and read it every time you feel tempted. You read it. That will make it 10 times easier to remember why you're doing this, why you're trying to quit in the first place. Next, you want to set real consequences. When you fall, you don't want to just go on normally with your life like nothing happened. You want to make it so that your brain, it links doing this bad habit to a consequence, to a punishment. It can be anything: 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, no video games, no this, no that. Cut something out of your life for a period. Just ensure that your brain, that you punish yourself if you fall to this thing, if you do it again. Last but not least, which is the most important in my opinion, you do not have God in your life. See, every human has a God-shaped heart in their life. And especially nowadays in modern times, we try to fill that with everything except what it should be filled with. Social media, weed, narcotics, same thing, video games, food, laziness. All of these are simply us trying to fill the void. Don't fill the void with meaningless stuff. Seek God. He is the way. You fall because you're weak. You fall because you have no structure, no purpose, and no systems. Apply the things I've told you in this video. I promise you, if you apply each step intentionally, you will notice that 80% of your struggles, your difficulties, your addictions get easier to handle. 80% of it, that's a lot. And the last 20% is where you'll truly need willpower, because all of these don't matter if you have no discipline at all. But these make it easier to have discipline, because discipline shouldn't be that hard, especially if you want something. So make sure to apply these steps. Peace.